Hi, I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation and welcome to the Hive. In this video, we're going to this Switchbot indoor-outdoor Thermo Hygrometer. As always, we'll take a look around the outside of the box, we'll take it out of the box, and we'll get it set up with the native app. And we're going to take an opportunity this time to see if we can also get it set up with Home Assistant. So while I roll the intro, why don't you take a moment to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notified when I release new videos each week. While you're at it, if you enjoy what I do here and you want to help to support the channel, there's some affiliate links to smart home gadgets that you can buy for your own smart home and support the channel at the same time. Or you can support the channel directly through my Buy Me a Coffee link. Of course, those affiliate links and my Buy Me a Coffee link can all be found on my website, hivemindautomation.com.au. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. So we are back again with another Switchbot video with the Switchbot indoor-outdoor Thermo Hygrometer. And this little Switchbot sensor is priced at $14.99 US. However, I've been having a little trouble finding an Australian stockist, but I will put a link to the Switchbot website in the video description so that you can pick up one of these little units if you so desire. In the interest of full disclosure though, Switchbot did send me this indoor-outdoor Thermo Hygrometer at no cost to me, along with the curtain rod units that we reviewed in a previous video. If you haven't seen that, I'll put the card somewhere here for you. Now, like much of the Switchbot ecosystem, this little sensor communicates using Bluetooth Low Energy. So in regards to prerequisites, the only real requirement to get this up and running is to have a Bluetooth enabled smartphone. And you also are going to want to have the Switchbot app, and you may also benefit from having an account on the Switchbot app as well. So with prerequisites out of the way, let's take a look around the outside of the box. There's not a whole lot on this little box here, but on the front here, we've got Switchbot indoor-outdoor Thermo Hygrometer, monitor the environment around you. And it also says add a Switchbot hub to support the following services, and it's got an Amazon Alexa thing there, Hey Google, Siri shortcuts, works with IFT and also works with SmartThings. So you do need the hub to enable those functions. On the right side here, we've got app notifications and home automation. A Switchbot hub is required for the home automation. On the back, voice commands, supports both temperature and humidity reporting of Amazon Alexa, and that does need the hub once again. So you can ask it what the temperature of the living room meter is and ask Switchbot to tell me the humidity of the outdoor meter. There's some compliance information here, a website, that's all pretty standard. On the left side, it is IP65 waterproof, which is quite nice. That means that it can live outside and get rained on without any kind of problems. And it says it's a highly accurate sensor there as well. On top of the box, it just says Switchbot. And on the bottom of the box, we have some specs. So it's a white ABS. The size is 60 by 28 by 20 millimeters. So it is fairly small there. It weighs 44 grams or 1.6 ounces, very lightweight there, and to power it, it takes 2 AAA batteries, and the battery life is approximately 1 year. Operating temperature is -20°C to +60°C, or -4 Fahrenheit to 140 Fahrenheit, and between 0 to 99% relative humidity. The accuracy. With the outside of the box covered off, I now need to get into the box. Now, in the past, I've had some trouble with the sticky dots on the bottom of the Switchbot boxes. However, let's give it a go. It is really sticky. It's holding on really well. Okay, so I've managed to get that one, and I'll just open up the bottom of the box here. Okay, so I'm just going to slip the tip of this screwdriver in here just so that I can get the little tabs on the bottom of the box out of the way without tearing it. And we'll flip that open and slide that out. Okay, so we've got everything out there. So we've got a little Switchbot Make It Simple, links to their social media there and their website, and on the back some details about how to get support. We've seen the same thing in the other Switchbot devices before, so that's all good. I'll pop that aside. We've got our little user manual here. It says please read the manual carefully before using your device. You can scan a QR code to get different versions in different languages, so German, French, Spanish, Dutch, or Italian. In the box, we should have the meter, 2 batteries, a lanyard, and a user manual. We've got the user manual, so we know that much is true. And the details of the things. So there's an indicator light, a lanyard hole, a temperature and humidity sensor. There's a button and the back plate, all of those kinds of things. So let's take a look at the unit itself. So it comes in this little cardboard thing. We'll move that out of the way, and we've got our little lanyard here. And it's in this biodegradable plastic baggie. So I'll just peel that off and we'll open that up. So here's the unit itself. Like the other Switchbot devices, the build quality does feel pretty solid. It's injection molded plastic. It's got a kind of textured feel to it, which is hard to describe. The design is relatively minimal. This isn't going to look out of place anywhere. You could quite reasonably maybe get some VHB tape and stick it on the back there and stick it somewhere, and it's not going to really stick out. Or as you see here, we've got our little lanyard hole there, and I can take the lanyard and thread that through. That like so, and then we can reasonably hang that anywhere we like. I will pop the back cover off here and use my screwdriver to get the back cover off, and conveniently we do have 2 AAA batteries installed already there. There's a little pull tab here that just says pull to remove before use. So I'll flip that over so that we can see the LED, and I'll pull that tab out, and we should get a flash there. Did we get a flash? Let me pull that out, and I'll put the battery back in. Okay, so the LED is actually up the top here, not down the bottom here. That's the actual temperature and humidity sensor there, so that's why I didn't see it. I was covering it with my thumb. Silly me. And you can just see in the bottom corner here, there's that button. I'm going to probably need to keep that open here so that I can then pair the device. So I'm over on my iPhone here, just going to open up the Switchbot app, and I'm going to tap on the plus button here and then tap on add device. And I think it might have already figured out. Yeah, so we see we've got outdoor meter here. So it says it was scanning for Bluetooth devices nearby, but curtain and remote, we've already paired those, but this outdoor meter we haven't. So I'm going to tap outdoor meter. It says if you've purchased our indoor-outdoor thermo hygrometer with Wi-Fi hub, you can just add the hub mini, and all outdoor meters will be added automatically. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tap add outdoor meter. We've already removed the battery isolation tab, and I'm going to press and hold this button now for 2 seconds until the indicator light flashes white. So I'll just flip that over and press and hold, and we've now got the indicator light flashing white there. So I will tap next in the app, connecting to your device, outdoor meter 32. So I'm going to just change that to Switchbot /humid, and I'll just put that in the dining room for now, because that's the only room we have set up in our Switchbot ecosystem here. I'll tap next, and it's loading, and now we've got done. So I'll tap OK, and now we have the Switchbot temperature and humidity sensor in our Switchbot. So if I tap on that, It says, please note, the readings of your new meter may be unstable within the first half hour after being powered on, which is caused by the internal chip calibration process and is a normal phenomenon. Please kindly wait. Your meter displays temperature units as Celsius and relative humidity by default. You can go to Profile Preferences to change the temperature unit and the humidity type between relative and absolute, and changes in preferences will apply to all devices under your account that display temperature and humidity widgets may have delays. So I'll just tap, got it there. So we've got temperature, it thinks it's 27.4 in here and 43% relative humidity. I don't know how accurate that is. So according to the Aqara sensor that's behind me, it's 24.9 in here and 47% relative humidity. So it's a little bit off, but as the app said, it's entirely possible that it will be a little bit wild for the first 30 minutes while it calibrates, so that's okay. We've got some good info here. We've got absolute humidity, we've got a dew point here, and a vapor pressure deficit. I honestly do not know what a vapor pressure deficit is, so that's interesting. I might have to look that one up. And we can view our chart. We've got an hourly chart here, we've got a daily chart here, a weekly chart, a monthly chart, and a yearly chart. So that's really cool that we've got those metrics and we can actually gather those as well. And then if we tap the calendar there, we can choose the specific day that we're looking at for as well, and then presumably scroll through the different hours as well. So that's really cool. We've also got the same things here for relative humidity, and if I change to daily, we'll see that daily there has also changed the scale, so that's really cool. We can turn on absolute humidity if we want, and get that graphed. I'll turn that off for now. I'm not sure whether that's going to cause a problem. We could do the same with dew point and also the vapor pressure deficit. The summary, a number of records, and the last recording time. So you could see the last time we actually received data from the unit here. And the very last option here is export data. So it says invalid file name, it inherits your device name. Make sure the device name does not include any of the following characters, a slash, star. Okay, so there's something wrong with my device name that it doesn't like for exporting the data. It's because there's a slash in the name. So if I go to the cog in the top right hand corner here and drill in here and then go to Switchbot temp/humid, I'm going to change it to outdoor meter, and I'll tap OK there. And that's actually going to change the name to outdoor meter. I may not put it outdoors. We'll figure that out later. It's in the my home and it's in the dining room still. So we'll do that. I'll back out here. And so that's the name settings there. We've got desired conditions, so we can set things like temperature alerts. So if the temperature is below 20C or above 40C, we can get alerts there, or we can reverse it so that if it's between those ranges, 40 is actually a really good spot. If it does get above 40, I would certainly have a problem with that. Now that I think about it, this sensor might end up in my garage. I don't have a temperature sensor in there at the moment, so we can get an alert if it's between those temperature ranges. I'll turn that off for now. Humidity alert. So if we get humidity below 30% or above 70%, we could do that, or we can reverse it and get those alerts when it's between that range. That's kind of cool. The same with absolute humidity alerts, dew point alert, and the vapor pressure deficit there as well. I'll just save that as it is. I'm not going to set up any of those alerts right now. There's a calibration option here, so we can calibrate the temperature and the humidity. It says, firstly, you will need an accurate reference for temperature and humidity values. Temperature and humidity need to be calibrated separately, and you can choose to calibrate only one of them as necessary. Accuracy of the original meter can be found in the manual. Calibration is only intended to correct small variations, typically just several degrees or around 5% relative humidity. If you're seeing a bigger discrepancy than that while calibrating, please go to the profile, help and feedback, and contact us or reach out, as that would indicate that there's a problem with either the calibration process or your meter. we'll be happy to sort it out. I'll back out of there again. I'm not going to calibrate anything right now. I would need to make sure that I have a nice accurate meter for both temperature and humidity to be able to do that right now. Comfort level, so we can set a comfort range for ourselves, so for our ideal kind of temperature and our ideal humidity, and they get some different symbols based on what's happening. So if it's dry, we'll get this kind of water droplet that's low. If it's comfortable, we'll get a smiley face, and if it's humid, we'll get some water droplets there, and that appears to kind of show up for our settings there. But we've also got custom comfort level settings, so we've got either human or custom comfort level settings that we can make there. We've got cloud services. They're currently off because we need to have the Switchbot hub set up. We'll be doing that in a future video. Get subscribed so you don't miss out when we do set up the hub. We've got NFC here, so you can pair the Switchbot tag with your devices through NFC for speedy communication. So I'm not sure what we would get from a temperature and humidity sensor out of NFC, so it's interesting that it's there. There's some FAQs about the device that takes you to a web page. It's firmware and battery, so it's doing a firmware test now to see if there's an update. It doesn't look like there is one. It shows the battery is at 100%. I would hope so because they're brand new. And we've got some device info so we can get our Bluetooth low energy MAC address there. I'm going to quickly take note of that Bluetooth low energy MAC address because this information will be helpful a little bit later on. There's not really anything else to see inside the settings for the unit. So if we back all the way out, this is how it displays. We've got the details up the very top, and then we've also got the details inside the dining room there. So as you can probably see, being that it is a temperature and humidity sensor, it's not super complicated inside the app, but there is quite a lot of really good data available through the Switchbot app alone, which is quite encouraging. It's great to see this level of data from such a small unit, and it seems to be relatively inexpensive as well. So now that we do have it set up inside the Switchbot app, and we grabbed the MAC address of the sensor, so long as we've got a working Bluetooth configuration in our Home Assistant setup, we should now be able to also get this sensor data into Home Assistant. So to do that, we're going to head over to our Home Assistant. Here we're in our demo instance. I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to go to Devices and Services. And it doesn't look like we've got anything detected here if I refresh that. So it's not showing up in Discovery. What I'm going to do is quickly restart Home Assistant here, and then just make sure that it picks up the Bluetooth item when it restarts. It may have just taken a little while to scan there. Okay, so I've just rebooted the whole Raspberry Pi. I'm going to go into devices and services now and see if we have seen now 2 Switchbot contact sensors show up. These both appear to be, if I check my dining room and go to more and then go into the curtains and go to device info, 2E52 is the left and B067 is the right curtain. So it kind of looks like the curtains are not showing up correctly for Home Assistant. I'm not sure what that's about. They're showing up as contact sensors rather than as the curtain motors that they are. And also, for whatever reason, the thermometer and humidity sensors not showing up. Might just go and try moving the sensor closer to the Home Assistant Raspberry Pi just to see if it's a Bluetooth range problem. So I've just gone and put the sensor on my desk, which is right next to where the Raspberry Pi is situated. And I'm just going to refresh this page a little bit and see if it picks up that Switchbot sensor. It's still within range of my phone, so we are getting data from my phone. So it did take a little while, but it is showing up now in our discovered device. And the last 4 characters of the MAC address are showing up here as the last 4 characters in this inside these brackets here. So if I now hit configure, it's going to ask, do you want to set up indoor outdoor meter C03? I'll tap submit, and it's created the configuration for the indoor-outdoor meter C032. I'm going to stick this in the garage because that's where I want it to eventually be. I'll tap finish. So now that that is done, if I scroll down, we should see our Switchbot integration here, and we've got one device. And if I drill in, we go straight to the device, and we've got our indoor-outdoor meter C032 is 27.9 degrees C, and the humidity is 40. And if I back out here, it is slightly different from what we see in the iPhone app. We've got 28.1 degrees C in the iPhone app. Now it's 27.7. It's almost as if it's updating quicker on Home Assistant than it is in the app. That might also be partly because we now have two devices reading the Bluetooth signal from this unit. With the data now in Home Assistant, we can now get the history. We'll start to graph there, and we'll have statistics over time. And the same with the humidity. We'll start to get those statistics graphed over time as well. If we take a look here as well at the diagnostic data, we can expand here to see one that's not shown, and we can actually see the Bluetooth signal there for the unit, and that's helpful for diagnostics and troubleshooting. We can then use the state of these sensors in automations and scenes if we wanted to as well. So it's really awesome that we now have this data inside Home Assistant, and all we actually needed was the Bluetooth configuration to be working. I will say I'm a little disappointed with how long it did take for the indoor-outdoor sensor to show up in the discovered sensors, but to be perfectly honest, the fact that it did eventually show up is a good thing. By drilling into the Switchbot integration itself, you see we've got some other discovered details here. We've got the contact sensors here. These are not actually contact sensors. These are the Switchbot curtain rod 3s that I reviewed in a previous video. For some reason, these versions show up as contact sensors and not as curtain rod 3s. So I suspect possibly that the Switchbot integration may need an update in order to work properly with the Switchbot curtain rods. So that's the Switchbot indoor-outdoor Thermo Hygrometer at only $14.99 US. It's a pretty great price. It's currently a little bit hard to find in Australia though. So as I say, you may need to purchase directly from Switchbot themselves. I'll put that link in the description. The Home Assistant integration couldn't be easier. I thought I needed to note down the MAC address of the unit, and I spent far more time at taking down that information than I ended up needing to actually connect the device. I will say that having the unit show up in discovered devices did take a little bit longer than I had anticipated. That may be because I was still connected to it from my phone, and it might have been having a little bit of contention there on the Bluetooth band. But it did eventually show up, and the data appears to be pretty responsive inside Home Assistant now that we've got it paired using Bluetooth. And because it's going over Bluetooth, we know that this data is going to be local because it can't go anywhere. The range of this is only about 10 meters. So that is one thing that I will say for Bluetooth comms is that we know that it's not going to the cloud unless we explicitly are allowing that with something like the Switchbot hub and making sure that we turn on cloud services. I think that at the price, this is a great little unit. And I may even consider trying out some more of these Switchbot indoor-outdoor thermo hygrometers. I might even try one out outdoors to see how that goes. As it stands at the moment, my outdoor temperature sensor is based on the outdoor temperature sensor from the Panasonic Comfort Cloud air conditioner, and as the name suggests, that data is coming via the cloud, so the update frequency might actually not be quite as good as it could be. Of course, as always, let me know your thoughts on the Switchbot indoor-outdoor thermo hygrometer in the comments section down below. That is all we have for this video, and I do hope that it helped you in your home automation and smart home journey. Be sure to drop a comment below with home automation ideas you'd like to see me cover in a future video. And don't forget to follow HiveMind Automation on Instagram and Facebook. If you liked this video, hit the thumbs up button down below to give it a like and help YouTube recommend it to more viewers like yourself. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing now. While you're at it, if you hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification when I release new videos each week. Lastly, if you enjoy what I'm doing here and you want to help to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Any contribution you make through Buy Me a Coffee does get put towards making more and hopefully better content for you to enjoy. Don't forget to also check out my website, hivemindautomation.com.au. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.